The ground shakes beneath my boots as the harsh rustle of dry leaves echoes through the night air, and before I can even take a steady breath, a massive shadow bursts from the thickets, charging straight toward me. Its heavy body, muscles rippling under bristling hair, surges forward with furious snorts that slice through the silence. It's another wild boar, one of many tearing through Louisiana farmlands, leaving cornfields flattened, sugarcane ripped apart, and small towns restless under the threat of midnight raids. My grip tightens around the rifle, jaw clenched, eyes locked on the beast. This is no ordinary hunt. For farmers and hunters across the South, this has become a relentless war. Crops, livelihoods, and safety are at stake, and when the sun goes down, the battle begins. A deafening shot cracks through the stillness. The bullet cuts the air and strikes home. The massive boar staggers, its charge interrupted, collapsing in a heap. My dogs leap forward, pinning it as the last echoes of the gunshot fade into the forest. Relief washes over me, but there's no time to celebrate. This is only the start. Louisiana's wild boar invasion isn't just an occasional problem. It's a full-scale crisis. Each year, millions of dollars in agricultural losses pile up. Fences are torn down, crops uprooted, and communities left frustrated. But as dangerous as they are, these hunts also fuel an adrenaline rush like no other. Every second in the field is a test of speed, instinct, and precision. And hesitation is the one mistake you can't afford. We had just arrived in the dense thickets, the wild boar's favorite hideout. The morning air hung heavy with the damp smell of earth, every step crunching against brittle leaves. Suddenly, a shadow streaked across like lightning, and a ferocious boar erupted from the undergrowth. My hunting dogs took off instantly, barking and snapping at its heels, forcing the beast into a desperate sprint. I steadied my breath, lifted my rifle, and pulled the trigger. Bang! The shot echoed through the trees, and the boar's massive frame tumbled down, lifeless. Teamwork had won the first round, but the forest was far from empty. Another beast barreled out from the brush, trying to bolt into safety, but its timing was off. One clean pull of the trigger, and another threat was gone. Here, there's no room for hesitation. When the dark figures burst from the shadows, it's you or them. Every hunt becomes a heart-pounding chase, where reflexes mean survival, and one mistake could mean a hunter injured or crops destroyed for good. the sun climbed, the battle intensified. At one moment, the forest seemed eerily still, and the next, a charging boar burst from the bush at terrifying speed. Anticipation saved me. Rifle raised, sight fixed, trigger pulled. A sharp crack split the air, and the beast froze mid-charge before collapsing to the ground. Silence returned, but only briefly. I knew more were hiding, lurking, testing their chances. Each kill wasn't just a victory. It was a safeguard for local farms, families, and futures. By midday, the hunt shifted gears. Instead of waiting in the thickets, we headed for Louisiana's open fields, where an airboat roared across the flatlands, cutting through the tall grass. Hunting wild boars from an airboat is unlike anything else, a rush of speed and noise as the engine rattles, forcing you to act fast when a dark figure appears. A boar darted from the right, its body low and powerful. No time to think. Finger squeezed, bullet fired. The shot wounded the beast, leaving it thrashing wildly until it collapsed. Another threat neutralized. In open fields, hesitation isn't an option. If you don't shoot the moment you see them, they vanish into the tall grass. Gone before you can even blink. We split up into smaller groups, each watching different angles. 15 tense minutes passed before Harry suddenly pointed forward. A smaller boar appeared in the distance. Gunfire rang out, and another body dropped. The carcass was hauled onto the airboat as we pushed deeper into the field. By the end of the afternoon, the boat was heavy with our haul, exhaustion written across our faces, but adrenaline still burning. Louisiana had delivered a hunt that was as brutal as it was unforgettable. This wasn't just sport, it was necessity. Wild boars aren't just animals anymore. They're invasive forces, multiplying rapidly, uprooting crops, destroying ecosystems, and threatening farmers' survival. Once thought to be creatures of deep forests, they now invade open plains, suburban edges, and farmland, turning peaceful nights into battlegrounds that the day's final hunt felt almost poetic. A lone boar wandered, unaware of the danger ahead. I steadied my breath, locked my target, and squeezed the trigger. A dry crack shattered the still air. The beast stumbled once, then collapsed. The fight was over, for now. I lowered my rifle, a strange calm settling over me. It wasn't the thrill of victory, but the relief of duty fulfilled. Each hunt carries a weight responsibility to protect, to defend, to ensure farmers can sleep knowing their crops will still be standing in the morning. The U.S. government recognizes the danger of these invasive species, backing hunters and farmers with risk insurance and support. But at the end of the day, it comes down to moments like these face to face with a beast that doesn't know fear, hesitation, or mercy. As we packed up, I thought about the farmers who had watched their cornfields shredded overnight, the families whose backyards were invaded by wild hogs, the endless cycle of destruction.
If you'll enjoy this video, please like and subscribe my channel for more information.